Hello, I'm Cabinet, and welcome to the 12th Pokemon X podcast.
Trick or treat, I'm Recon's Eye.
And I'm Dave Shain. Hello to the recording system that will one day be an audience.
This is, I think we'll start off, actually, by just saying sorry for not getting an update last week.
Yeah, Cabinet and I have both been busy, mostly with schoolwork, but since this is technically a two-parter, getting them both up at the same time seems like a good idea anyway.
We'll go with that now, because these are actually recorded a week apart.
Yeah.
So...
As far as you know.
It's actually 1985.
We're so devious.
We'll get to the rest of that stuff later, though. We'll continue on with that later. We'll talk about some other stuff before that, like it's Halloween this week. Well, it'll be Halloween day this goes out, won't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It'll be Halloween, Cabinet and Recon scared of fright.
I never watched that. That was Nightmare Before Christmas. I never watched that, and to be honest, I have no intentions of watching it.
Yeah, somebody told me about how good it was, and I saw it once, but when it came on again, I decided to watch Spooky Buddies instead.
Oh, God.
I almost want to get that just to struggle through it for Halloween, because that would actually be terrifying. It's that bad.
Keep telling you want to see something scary on Halloween? Throw in a bunch of old episodes of The Twilight Zone. Nothing beats those.
Those were never really scary to me. Those were just kind of thought-provoking.
It varies. I suppose it varies from episode to episode.
Well, as we were talking beforehand, the only one I've seen, which was the one where the main character was getting some sort of surgery or something to make them look normal.
She was born pretty by our standards, but everyone in that universe was pig-faced.
I always thought she was in an accident, and they were trying to do reconstructive surgery, and they were like, "Oh, well, you look hideous now, and we're so sorry." And then
that might be an Outer Limits one, because I don't think there are any Twilight Zones like that.
I got the whole she wanted to look normal vibe, but the surgery kept coming out wrong as such.
Yeah, but it couldn't change her. She was just forever gorgeous by our standards.
But that maybe that proves the point that Twilight Zone is actually thought provoking if different people can get different thoughts out of it, of what it's going to be.
Yeah, like I said, some are very thought-provoking and aren't really meant to scare you. Some of them, they'll send a shiver down your spine.
Oh, I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's just, but I don't think I'm not doing anything for Halloween, or any of you.
No, nothing special.
I don't know. I might go hang out with Rick. He wants to do something. There might be something up at the school on Halloween. I don't know. I got a text from a friend of mine a while ago, and she wants to go hang out and do stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out with people.
Halloween, yay! Here's some really great news. I guess.
Okay.
Recon.
Okay.
Where to be prepared, Recon?
Well, I had no idea what you were segueing into.
I'm segueing into a segue.
Segueing to the first thing on the script.
Sorry.
Second thing.
The funny thing is, what I'm about to announce, I was actually doing and not looking at the script. I am trying to work on the next page of the comic now that I don't have a horrible... Well, I mean, I have a screen printing project that's due Thursday that I need to get the ball on, but I'm going to try and get this comic finished. I have to create... Since I've never used some of the Pokemon being used, and it's no surprise to anyone that it's a battle, but since I haven't used these Pokemon in a while, I have to create like a lot of the images that are going to be used. Like I have to rip all the sprites from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I have to recolor them. I have to make the backgrounds for them when they're called out of their balls. So it's not as easy as some people think.
Which Pokemon can we look forward to, Recon?
I want it to be a surprise. I mean, it's not going to be like, it's like, okay. But yeah, I don't like to give out spoilers.
It's going to be a Halloween surprise. No? Okay.
Well, it's about time you updated the comic, Recon. I mean, you haven't done it in like 2 years.
Yeah, why?
It's only been like a month.
What's up with that? No. I checked back. I checked in the comic a month ago, and it still wasn't updated, and it's still not updated now. You're 2 years behind it. You just don't know dates, Recon.
Yeah, I don't know how to tell a calendar. I honestly don't.
No, you don't, Recon, and that's why you should hand over your comic to your son.
Yes, my son.
That's what you should add me into the comic. Here's my list of Pokemon. I'm gonna I know a lot of these don't appear in Hoenn, and some of them are actually from Sinnoh.
And some of them aren't even real Pokemon.
Granted, all of them are level 100 Mewtwo's. Shiny, of course.
No, I have Dialga in there. Gotta have something to absorb dark attacks.
And
make me May's boyfriend.
Someone actually said, yeah, my Mewtwo has wings. Can you, if you can't make the sprites for that in the comic, it's okay. But yeah, he really needs to have wings. And it's not like I even agreed to it's people send these emails thinking I'm automatically going to be oh yeah, sure. So it's and thanks in advance. Thanks in advance for making all these Pokemon and putting me in the comic, even though.
Well, you got the whole battle tower thing, I want to be the leader of the battle tower and all this stuff, so I deserve a winged Mewtwo.
Oh, by the way, for the battle tower thing, actually I'm curious about this. Is it going to still be running on Generation 3's battle style, or are you going to go ahead with whatever's going on in the games now when it gets to the battle tower?
The Generation 3, just because.
Alright.
I mean, that's what the comic's based off of, and it's stuck in that time period.
Well, I was just thinking that they really don't make too much of a distinction between physical and special attacks in your comic. Just curious.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I don't know. It's just never really brought up that much.
I think Dave's talking about the whole physical and special split that they did.
Oh.
Yeah, you never really emphasize, he used Swords Dance, now his physical attacks will be much stronger.
It's just because I don't think that's happened yet, to where they use an attack that does that. I usually try to explain it when I do that, somehow.
Alright.
You wanted comic talk? You got comic talk, yeah.
No, I was just thinking, because I actually do have an idea for what I want my character to do in the battle tower.
With his winged Mewtwo.
With his winged Mewtwo.
That actually sounds like a euphemism. What I want to do in the battle tower with Mewtwo.
Hey baby, want to come back to my place, have some coffee, maybe see my winged Mewtwo?
Hey baby, you want to kill all humans?
And
he reaches in.
I'll wear a condom so you don't get my pokerus.
No, he reaches into his pocket and just says, "Want to see my sprite sheet?"
Here, you can play with my master balls. I remember when I dated that one girl before, the whore who will not be named, or who should not be named.
I think I know who you're talking about.
She came over and she was spending I think the week with me, and we were swimming, and she was making up all these she was basically making up Pokemon attacks. Kind of sexual things. She'd be like if I was a Pokemon, I would have the lick attack. And
oh, come on, that's a joke on 4chan every 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean this was this was back when I was dating her a few years ago. So, and it was I think it was back in 2006 or something, or 2005.
I know a great move for picking up hookers, and that's payday.
But she was and they're some of these were she was tackle, and then tickle,
Pound.
and then lick, and then squeak, and then then it got kind of really perverted from there. So I don't know. That always sticks up.
Twin needle.
Dynamic punch.
Hyper beam. And then the battle ends.
I'm trying to think of a word.
Screech.
Screech summons that guy from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, I found this great Tumblr thing. I'm not even on Tumblr, but I was just linked to it. It's just
Eruption.
What this Tumblr account does is they get this they get scenes from Saved by the Bell and just put Kanye West lyrics over it. And it's the one I saw and I posted on my Twitter was it was this one where it was just a mummy, and it was just the lyrics, "I put the pussy in the sarcophagus." and I don't know why, but I just found it so fun. It's actually a really good thing, and I forget the link to it. I'll have to find it. There's actually a lot of good ones I've been linked to. There was one that was they swap around faces on Disney movie characters, which was especially good for the Hunchback. Sorry?
Spit up. Still talking about Recon's thing.
Oh.
Oh. Bullet seed.
May's favorite attack.
What else? There's loads. Hyper Beam's my favorite though.
Flame wheel.
Ugh.
Oh, what?
Burning ring of fire.
I think that's what you get after it if you.
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's what you get after it if you use Payday.
Tell you, that's probably what I got after dating her. Ooh.
But I think we can move on from that now.
At least you didn't get a pokerus.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that she did cheat on me and like leave me, because like she was like way into like she was way too obsessed about becoming a mom. Like she was like, oh, we should have kids. I'm like, I really don't want to have children. My DNA should never ever be passed on. It's way too dangerous in the wrong hands. And
that almost sounds like a sex joke in itself.
yeah, I realized that after I said it.
My DNA is too dangerous.
Yeah, it's funny though that the guy she cheated on me with, she ended up getting pregnant by and then marrying him, and now she's cheating on him. So,
wow. Wait, how do you know that?
I have sources.
All right.
It's like well, going by what you've said, I wouldn't be surprised if the source is like what she's just said on like a Facebook or something like that.
No, I have people who we have mutual friends and people I met through her and that I still keep in contact with.
But okay, I think for a second time now we'll try and move on unless anybody has any other Pokemon sex jokes.
Well,
Dark Void.
Well, there's one when you're in a bar and you see somebody. It starts off the battle.
Pain split.
There's one where
Sludge.
Lear from across the bar.
Nah, go with Glare. Glare is always the same animation. It's always seen as the more intense version.
Yeah, but to me, like if you're glaring at somebody, that's not more like, hey baby. That's more like, I'm going to put you in the back.
Hey baby.
I'm going to put you in the back of the truck, and you're never going to get out.
No.
I'm gonna get your family, and I'm gonna lock them in the basement, and I'm gonna grape them.
I'm gonna grape you for decades and decades.
The whole family will be graped. Okay, I think can we move on now?
Okay, let's move on.
I've something I want to talk about. This week I went on Wednesday.
What? I didn't hear what he said.
That Sky Attack.
Attack.
That's from a bunk bed.
No.
Confuse Ray. Astonish. Anything technically could be considered somewhat pervy. Spike.
Ember. Wait, no.
Perish song.
Water gun.
Rain dance.
Yes, rain.
Hydro pump.
Double team.
Oh God.
And then rest. Skill swap.
Oh.
Here's one that's self-explanatory. Snatch.
Nice.
Alright, we should end that on
Let's run this shit into the ground.
I don't think I can endure it anymore.
It's a real endeavor.
Let's go.
Okay.
Always.
So on Wednesday, I went to a comedy show in the Dublin O2. I went to Lee Evans, who's actually my favourite comedian of all time. Of all time. No, he's really good. He's got a lot of energy on stage. What I was surprised at, I've only seen him on DVD. I've got at one point I had most of his DVDs, but I've lent them away at this point, so I only have like 2 or 3. He's got a lot of energy. He runs about. He's a very visual guy. His face he pulls, the postures he made. It's really good. He's really good at what he does. But I was actually surprised at how he got a Dublin accent off brilliantly. And he never faltered. Like, he would always say Dublin or Ireland rather than, like, he never messed up by saying like, oh, in England, like, I'm in it wasn't like that. He knew where he was, basically, and I admired him for that. He seemed to be brilliant with the crowd. He what he did, he ended up giving both his towels away at the end. And actually, a person in my class who I didn't know was going to him missed the bus after the show, and he ended up meeting him, which was pretty cool. He had a photograph and all. But the one thing I will say, like, it wasn't a problem with a show or anything. Me and my friend had went up at about we went up at, like, the only bus that went was at 4:00, and Dublin's only like an hour away. So we were there at 5, and the show didn't start till 8. So we were in Dublin. Like, it has, it's the one place that I've been to in Ireland that it actually has. You can walk anywhere, and you can, like, get someplace interesting. So guess where I went in that 3-hour stretch?
To hell.
Sorry. No.
The potato farm?
No, I said somewhere interesting.
I don't know what Ireland considers
a hydroponic potato farm.
No, we went to McDonald's.
Well, there's potatoes at McDonald's.
I've got a friend who doesn't believe that the chips in McDonald's or the fries in McDonald's are made out of potatoes. He thinks they're made out of flour.
No, it's potatoes.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can actually get some that have some of the peel on them.
Yeah, I know. That was my whole argument. No, they just do that to make it seem like there is. He's serious. He's an idiot. But he's an old friend, so I can't really, like, tell him, like, to go away.
Yeah, you can. Just be like, go away. But go away. But no, you're an idiot. Go away.
So you just kind of have to listen to him. I do argue, but it's like no. So I'm gonna get annoyed now because he might end up listening to this. So oh dear.
Whoever his friend is, we hate you, and you need to use your brain and do research before you speak.
You're gonna get me killed.
What? This guy...
This isn't anything. He was talking to us before the podcast started. How, all these things he did to the guy's clothes when he wasn't looking. Like, took a crap in the guy's pillowcase.
Tried to date his sister.
Oh, that he actually has a sister. That's no.
but I was about to say, I
was going to go for something about his sister, but I didn't know if the guy had a sister or not.
You're going to say, hey, you're going to get me killed, and I was about to say, why? Do you think this guy could take you? And then it kind of flashed back in my mind where you were talking about how you just kind of run away from fights, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he could probably take him.
Yeah. But I think the highlight of the night was me and my friend coming back in the bus, where he pulled out his iPod, and what we spent the whole hour bus drive doing was just. I'm going to presume you know who the Lonely Island are.
No.
They've done such songs as "Jizz in My Pants" and
okay.
Those guys. So me and him were sitting on this bus, and I was miming, he was singing "Mother Lovers" by them.
Oh, that explains that one tweet of yours.
Yeah, that was just me. It was hilarious, and it was just so goddamn funny because it was just us on the bus just going. I was Justin Timberlake, and he was the other guy, and it was great. I was laughing my head off. It was, but it was just like one of those, you had to be there. And then we sat, and then eventually we went on to Boombox, and I found how fitting that was. Because if you hear the song, the song is about them going into all these like stuffy places and playing their music and then everybody starts getting up and dancing. So
everyone starts getting up and vomiting.
No. I held my boombox high. Well, there is the last verse. If you listen to it, it's about a load of old people having sex because they turned the turbo bass on.
Okay.
The boombox is not a toy, ladies and gentlemen.
It's serious
boxes anymore.
I see them about.
Yeah, I heard this one commercial on the radio for Best Buy where some lady was coming into the store and looking for a boombox, and they were talking about their big one that they're promoting. And I was thinking to myself, who has a boombox anymore?
Well, you see, a lot of they still have a great.
And then I turn around and look at my wall where I've got a boombox like mounted.
Well, a lot of people use boomboxes for,
To get old people to have sex, apparently.
Yeah, that, and whenever I want to like seduce a girl, I go out behind her house like at midnight, and I just start playing that song.
I figured that you would probably say anything to make that joke.
Everybody knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Because it was high.
Hey,
I had to charge it up. No, it had
hey,
to up.
if you do it right, you get to hear the roar of time.
Because she's old. And, yeah.
Why are you hitting on old ladies?
Why are you explaining the joke?
Well, because I'm not going to continue on because I'm just digging a deeper hole for myself.
Yeah, you've learned well, my friend.
You actually can't see me right now, but I'm doing a digging, like, hand gesture kind of thing.
Ew.
Digging. That's no. Okay, next topic. No, I'll continue on. I went to Lee Evans. He's great. The thing I did like, the thing I liked best.
We've already spent like half an hour on this podcast, and we haven't even really got to like the point of what we're talking about for anything.
Well, most of that was Pokemon sex jokes. But the good thing.
We can edit a few of those out.
On most of his DVDs, the thing is he reuses some of his stuff. Like, he might reuse, like, a section, but add new stuff to it. But all of this stuff he did in this show was all new. And and it was all good. So I was happy about that. So there you go. But there is one thing I will say, the O2 is overpriced as hell. I got a bottle of water. It was €3.
Yeah. At events like that and concerts and stuff, water is usually overpriced.
No, sorry.
Better bring your own water bottle.
Yeah, no. I'll. Sorry, I want to clear this up. I didn't get the water. My friend got the water. He might be listening to this, and he'll have me for this. He got the water. I spent all my money on nachos.
You and your nacho fetish, but nachos don't have potato. Oh wait, you probably do Irish nachos have potatoes?
They're probably made from like.
Probably the cheese is made from potatoes.
Yeah, potato cheese.
Sorry, I will point this out. You guys won't get it, but nobody will get it except for this one guy who I went with. It really is. It's nacho cheese. Yeah.
I think I vaguely know where you were trying to go with that.
That's a shout out to you, Taylor. Go on. Nobody's gonna get that. Okay.
When is cheese not your cheese? When it's nacho cheese or something.
Yeah. That's you ruined it. Now everybody knows what the joke is.
That's an old joke.
No.
Yes,
no,
it is.
No.
Yes.
No, this was our joke. We made it. We made it that time.
That was old when I was in grade school.
But we don't get nachos over here, so it's new over here. The reason why I got nachos was because I never saw it before. I have seen it before.
It was new to Ireland. They've just been introduced.
You don't see them a lot, is what I'm trying to say, and they're nice. Also, but they were nice, but they didn't look nice because the cheese was like pink. I know, but it deceived. It's deceiving. It was actually pretty nice.
Huh?
Okay, I think we'll move on to. We don't have the stuff we got this week because we got nothing. So we'll move on.
Good stuff was last week.
Didn't Dave say he got something?
Alright, I got the thing for my friend's wedding. Cabinet, edit that instead of.
I'm not editing this week.
Whichever one of you is doing.
I'll probably be editing both of the podcasts. I mean, I've got about the first one halfway done, and I'll upload that one as soon as I get it finished. But then the other one will probably be uploaded Monday.
Alright.
Okay.
I am now like 40% done with the comic, by the way.
Hooray!
Now I spend another hour working on the next image or panel.
Maybe if you updated your progress bar, we might see that.
Look at it.
I'm checking now. Let's see.
He hasn't updated that progress bar in 2 years.
Damn it. Oh no, he hasn't. He hasn't updated since February 24th. Yeah, to 2010. That's like 2 years ago.
If I ever go to Ireland.
Chances are I'd be going to America before you come to Ireland.
Probably. Well, I don't know. Next time I go visit my dad in Scotland, I can just make a quick trip over to Ireland.
Well, I'm hoping if I get a job, I'll be heading back to America.
We shall see, my friend. We shall see.
It's a race. It's a race now.
It's a race to see who gets close enough so I could punch you. It's like,
yeah, I'm gonna get there before you, so you can punch me.
yeah, I'm gonna make it easier for you, so you don't have to leave the country.
All right.
No.
Well,
I
whoever
actually
wants to win this race better go fast.
Let's move on. Okay, well, you say, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
I actually have got to. The reason why I'm planning on going is because I've got a lot of friends who want to go to a convention.
What?
They're looking.
As you know, MagFest takes place January 5th through 8th in National Harbor, Maryland, in 2011.
No, they're looking for.
Check magfest.org for details. Oh, Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna need like $6,000 a piece for Comic-Con.
I know. So I'm trying to get them. Like, no, can we go to something else? I don't have money.
So you know, MagFest tickets are still on sale. And
yeah, but that's like in January, and we're going on summer.
Oh.
I'm hoping to make like an actual trip out of it, so I'm not going over just for it. I'm hoping to stay, but that'll be like our main like a quest for the trip, like is to go to a convention.
Well, you know, if you guys do go to Comic-Con, you can always crash at my place. I live in San Diego.
Really?
Yeah.
If I would have known that before, I would have gone last year or this year.
We're all just gonna stay at Dave's.
Yeah.
Get out.
Well, no, if I bring a tent, we could like all camp out in his backyard. That'd probably be easier on him.
I live in a studio apartment.
Then we'll camp out on your roof.
Do you have a balcony?
A roof.
Balcony.
I've got my apartment has a terrace.
But does it have a roof?
Yes.
That's the roof it is!
And then it blows off in the middle of the night.
We wake up like on the grounds of the convention center because it uses like it acts as a kite as it's being blown away. Alright. Moving on to since we only got let's see how much time we have left on this podcast because our last one went over by so much. We're at about the 30-minute mark, so our next topic, which is good people who are on the forums, which we didn't get to last week, or I don't know, technically, I guess yesterday by when you're listening to these. So yeah, and we might not have time for the in the news this week section, but not that we really do that much anyway. But let's get to talking about the good people on the forums. Who I remember most of these people. I do.
Really? All right.
No,
first off,
who's this Davshin guy?
Oh, he was this really cool guy. I did a lot for the forum, especially when you weren't willing to, spend 3 minutes to see what was going on.
He sounds like
oh, snap. It's about to go down.
And I think he dated your mom, too.
Then I pity his soul.
Okay.
Yeah, she did cost a lot.
You gotta realize mom jokes are lost on me because I have no sympathy for my mother whatsoever.
It's the thought that counts.
It is. All right, the first person I would like to talk about is a young lady who changed her name so many times. I'm just going to go by what her name really is, Ray. Ray was one of those great people that you could talk to about anything, make any kind of joke with her, any kind of joke with her, and she would still know that it was just a joke. She was also an incredible artist, and the first name she went by is Silver Moon Aura.
Oh, yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, and if you go to the fan art section, Silver Moon Aura's art gallery, I still think it's one of the best art threads that we have on the forum. And just fan art of Pokemon in general, it's not the best I've ever seen, but it's the most perfectly imperfect fan art I've seen.
Okay.
Recon, anything you want to add?
I do remember that she had really good fan art. I don't remember ever really talking to her that much. A lot of people from the forums don't really like talking to me for some reason, but
why want to talk to you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm also kind of weird. Like, it takes me a while. Like, I don't like being in the center of things like that, so I mean, I don't like if I go to conventions and I have to do a panel, I don't like doing panels because it puts me on stage, and I don't like the feeling of being above people. Not like physically above people, but I mean like station-wise above people. Like if I was floating around the room, sure, that's awesome. But I mean, like I don't. I mean, I like being like on a like a face to face kind of like I'm just this average guy who just makes a comic kind of thing. So I mean, I usually when I talk to people, they tend to, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but they tend to kind of gush and be like, "Oh my god, it's you," and I kind of don't like that.
Recon, sign my girlfriend's boobs.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Ray.
Where's Ben? I'll sign his boobs.
Oh, God damn it! No.
She also made a few chapters of a fanfic that didn't really take off. It seemed like it was a really good thing. Young girl and her espionne running away from home because something about their dreams weren't being fulfilled, and she had this psychic connection to the. Did I say espionne? Because I think it was just an Eevee in the fic. Anyway, it looked like it was a good story, but she never really went anywhere with it. Her best stuff, though, definitely her art thread. Really, everyone listening to this, go to the fan art section, find Silver Moon Aura's art gallery. You will love it.
Do it now. We'll wait.
Of course we'll wait. They can just hit the pause button.
Oh, okay. I was actually just gonna wait here for a bit.
Do 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 do.
If I didn't have my phone turned off, I could play that song right now. Because I would do that in my chemistry class. I would play he'd ask a question and then I would just play that song and the teacher thought it was hilarious the first 5 times and then got sick of it.
Yeah.
But is that Ray then?
That was Ray, also known as Silver Moon Aura, also known as Purple Eyes something, also known as Confused Circuitry,
also known as Ray the Knife. Also known as Tough Guy. Also known
really, she did have that many names. It would be every 2 months she would have a different screen name. But she was a fun girl, and I wish she stayed on because she was great to talk to. Next guy up is Bob the Random Guy.
I remember him too. He was nice.
He was.
I think he actually made it onto the Pokemon RPG a few times too. I think that might have been the same Bob.
Probably.
This is the part where I just go silent because I know none
yeah,
of these.
Cabinet's a youngin'. He don't remember these old folks back in the
I remember Western. Bob the Random Guy back when him and I came out of the war there.
Back when Recon still updated his
back before
back in 1982.
Back before Dave lost his moderator privileges.
I'm just gonna read Dark Victory now, so go on.
You'll enjoy a comic book.
Really, there wasn't he didn't really have anything like Ray that really stood out, like a thread for his work. I think he made a few sprites once or twice. He was just generally a great guy to talk to. He was always really level-headed. He only lost his cool a couple times when people were getting flamed, and it was really because people were getting flamed. It was never you could never really provoke him into doing anything. Whenever we had a project going on, he was never the guy to start it or be the one to start any big part of it. But when something big was going on, he really could always add something to the conversation or the game. Or
the game.
You just lost the game. Yeah.
Oh no, it's 2007 again.
No, really, he really was so much of a nice guy that cared about his friends that he. All right, we've talked about how Lance used to be this annoying spammer and has since matured. But
wait, used to be.
Anyway, when Lance started not being so annoying, but we still didn't like him because we still had this horribly bad taste in our mouth from him. 1,000 posts in 2 months worth of bad taste.
I'm sorry, but you can't use Lance and horribly bad taste in my mouth in the same sentence without.
Bullet seed.
I'm sorry, lads. It's just
But anyway, what Bob did was he came on as he called himself Lance's best friend. And
I actually... Wait, who was that?
That was Bob.
That was? Really?
Yeah.
I remember Lance talking of him fondly when it was his birthday, when his birthday came up in the forums.
I always thought that guy was a troll.
Yeah, he intentionally became a troll under that name so we would forget about all the crap Lance was doing.
Yeah, but
Lance did.
with the name like Lance's best friend, it's kind of almost, it's like you can't help but think about Lance when that's going on.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a thinking multiple steps ahead, because we didn't know that this guy was Bob until Bob told us. And so we just thought this guy was seriously trolling Lance to a degree we'd never seen before, and we were just always coming to his defense. So yeah,
That's kind of ingenious. That really is.
Yeah, it is ingenious, and you actually banned his IP address, so he got banned, even as Bob's.
Oh, should I unban him? Is that why he's been gone?
No, Bob. I think his other accounts. He got in touch with you about this.
Oh.
You've told me. You have told me this story.
I don't. It's been a day or so since then. I have trouble remembering.
Now you understand that whole post-apocalyptic Western town analogy.
Yeah.
All right. The next one, MJC is going to kind of hate that he's on the good people, but MJC... I will say MJC should be on this list, but we already talked about MJC, and I spoke fondly of him. The next good person to talk about is Bonov. Bonov came on... He actually joined the forum younger than you're supposed to. I think when he was 11 or 12, younger than he should have been. But he started writing a fanfic that was kind of based on his RPG that he had programmed. It was called... He's actually
a really good programmer.
Oh yeah, he is. I've seen some of his newest work, and it...
Yeah, I've seen some of it, but I haven't actually played it. When he came back, like I that's when I found it.
What Bonov did was he really got people involved in the fanfic section, because he did a fanfic called Bonov's Amazing Pokemon Adventure. Now, the thing that hooked everyone into this was that he let us add our own characters. Now, this wasn't like how a lot of people do it, where they do this character enrollment thing before they start the fic. He was about 3 or 4 chapters in when he decided to do this. And that's what really got a lot of people paying attention to his fic. It got people writing their own fics. It actually got me writing again, which is something that no one has been able to do since public school killed all interest to write for me. Let's see. Bonov never finished that story. We called it BAPA for short. I
remember that one.
And I actually made a sequel for it that I have yet to finish because of, everything that goes on in a fanfic author's life. He made another fic called The Forgotten Son, which was a drastically different direction than BAPA was. It was really good. He did finish it. It had a very surprising twist ending. He obviously, since he's on this list, he's left the forum, and he's really doing a lot of programming now. His video games are really good. I think I have his website somewhere.
I subscribe to him on Twitter, but I haven't talked to him in ages.
Let's see. All right, yeah. If you go to his website, his profile, he's got a link to his websites, or at least a blog.
That's that blog spot, isn't it?
Blog, BLAWG that he uses. Yeah, it's a Blogspot website. It's a Blogspot account. But no, his video games are really good, and he pops back on every now and then. We should come back on more. Alright, so that is the story of Bonov. Next up, oh, Big Boy. Big Boy, such a great guy. Not just because of his restaurants. Yeah.
I've actually eaten at one of those.
Big Boy, back in the days when Recon never showed up on the forum and had no moderators.
Shut up!
Big Boy was probably the closest thing we had to a moderator. He was friends with everyone.
Big Boy was a moderator.
Yeah.
He was. He had moderator status.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. When there was the whatever that Western noise is.
What?
The post-apocalyptic future Western thing where everyone's done. There you go. That's the one. He was so involved in the forum that...
How involved was he?
So involved, it's actually what killed him, figuratively. He had two fanfics going on. One was called Gangs of the Pokemon World. It was a backstory about Giovanni, Archie, and Maxie. It was saying how they were all long story, very well done, very intricate, detailed. It looked like it was coming to a very climactic finish, but before he could finish it, he just got overwhelmed by everything he was doing on the forum. Because besides for that fic, he had a fic called Scriptures of Pokemon X, where it was this kind of joke Bible about the history of Pokemon X, starting from the very first webcomic, whose name is lost to the sands of time, to the very first Sprite comic, and then talking about how Recon started this, and a little bit about where it was going. He also had a forum comic that was a comic about people on the forums and the little arguments we've gotten into. And at the same time, this thread, I don't know what happened to it because I can't find it, but he had a forum game that he was running. It was kind of a cross between... Well, actually, it more or less was a kind of played down version of Warhammer. That it was, let's see, Bono controlled Team Magma, Lance controlled Team Aqua, and it was a battle for the weather station. They each started with, I think, like a dozen or a dozen and a half grunts, and then there was Maxie and Archie, who was the equivalent of 4 grunts. And it was just, you send them at each other. There were little obstacles that you had to work around. Rolled the dice to see if Pokemon won or lost. And again, this was all going on at once. Both of his fics, the forum comic, and the Warhammer-esque game. And it just all burned him out, and he just abruptly left the forum. And I hate that he comes on every now and then saying that, oh, I'm going to finish the Gangs of the Pokemon World, and I think he even rewrote the first chapter, but yeah, he just disappears as quickly as he pops up again.
He's like a fading spirit that is trying very hard to exist in our world.
Something like that. And the last one on our list is a guy I made very good friends with outside the forum. His name was Edric. Or Rick in real life. He's in the military, or was at the time. What happened was he got on the forum and just hit the ground running. He came up with a forum RPG that at first was just its own thread, but as it got bigger and bigger and more intricate, he took it to a different Pro Boards forum so that he could have multiple going at once and easier for him to manage. Recon, you actually had one with him that played really similar to Pokemon X itself.
I had what with him?
Don't you remember the online RPG where...
Oh, yeah, I used to be on that.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I know, I was sorry. I'm working on the comic, so I wasn't paying much attention.
He even gave Steven a lisp. No,
it was actually a really good RPG.
Yeah, it was a really good RPG. And you know what? It was my first forum RPG where there was a dungeon master instead of everyone just kind of writing what happens.
Was that the one I was doing that weird Pokedex for? That had like the really like horribly like done sprites?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look through it. I don't remember seeing any Pokedex for it. But no, we've tried it. We've tried picking it up again a few times since he's left. Bono tried hosting one that was in Johto. Edric mainly did ones in Kanto and Hoenn, and I don't blame him because I do not like Johto. But Bono's one didn't pick up that much either. Bono was apparently a better storyteller than he was a dungeon master. We tried it one more time about 2 years ago, but it was just the way we did it had just changed so much that it just wasn't Edric's RPG, so we just kind of let it die. The Pro Board forum still exists, and it's fun to read through, see where it was going, because it was all leading up to something big and dramatic involving Shadow Pokemon and Hoenn and Team Rocket showing up in Hoenn. That died. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, Goji the Fox. Goji the Fox. Yeah, MGC's not going to be so disappointed that that Goji's only briefly mentioned. Goji also brought a really long fanfic that I think he finished on another website, but left here before he got done. It was called Heavy Rain. It was an alternate universe where Kyogre had killed Groudon and where Maxie was dead and Archie was dead, and Aqua and Magma are kind of being run by Tabitha, or Magma's being run by Tabitha, Aqua's being run by whoever that second-in-command girl of Aqua was. And there's another organization kind of going on in the background where this uber elite Pokemon trainer who's got these weird ulterior motives and everything, he's trying to take over Team Magma while at the same time trying to capture Kyogre. Yeah, it really was and it wasn't one of the cutesy-wootsy trainer fics either, where the trainer never had any serious loss, except for like the one against the super champion of the world, and it just was a growing experience. No, it was really, the characters were never perfect. They had their flaws, they had their losses, their victories, their lucky breaks, their unlucky breaks. Unfortunately, he left before it got finished. Bonov claims that he finished it and send me links to the website where it was at, but I have never been able to find it. And that's the tale. Those are the wonderful people of the forum that I really if any of them are listening to this, guys, come back on. The forum is still great. We'd all love to hear you guys talk again. And Razik, since you're listening to this too, get your butt back on the forum more.
Yeah, Razek's kind of, I don't know, I've got his cell phone number. The most I've heard from him was like, I know he listens to the podcast because at one point I got a text from him with a picture from the stuffed animals from Scary or Spooky Buddies, and he wanted me to send it to Cabinet.
Well, no, he posts a few times. He posted like recently that whole thing with World of Warcraft blatantly ripping off Pokemon.
Yeah, I watched. I didn't comment on it, but I watched that video. I was like,
yeah, it literally is the exact same thing as Pokemon.
Somebody, I turned it off because a person in the crowd summed it up well, which he just shared out Pokemon, and I just turned it off after then because nothing else could be added that guy didn't say.
Oh no, it was just funny to hear. I keep thinking that instead of that PowerPoint presentation that they were doing, they just should have had Warcraft trolls doing the troll face and going, "Problem lizard" or "Problem Game Freak."
I don't like the troll face.
And I just think it would have worked so well in that.
What was I going to say? No, I was going to briefly mention somebody. The one person who I would like to mention would be Dottie Fenn, because he's done a brilliant Let's Play kind of thing. Does now you told me how to pronounce this earlier, but I already forgot. Nuzlocke?
Yeah. Nuzlocke. Yeah. Nuzzle and then lock.
Okay, Nuzlocke. Where he accompanies, he draws a load of stuff for them, and most of the comedy is like pony kind of stuff, but Dave will back me up on this and say it's not the pony stuff that makes it funny, it's actually his writing and his pictures that make it funny.
Yes, the pony stuff it actually makes it work even better. Yeah,
it's not basing its whole comedy on ponies. It's just making it. It's like it's there and it adds to it, but it's not all of it. Which is great. And he also has this really. I've found his DeviantArt as if like it's a lost treasure or something. But he is like a genuinely great artist, and every once in a while, he just throws some pictures of Rarity my way, so... Not actual pictures that he's drawn, just like pictures. And I will point out he has to draw that Zig Zebra or whatever. I think that's really it for all the people. Well, I've got nobody else I want to mention, because I'm relatively new when it comes to the forums.
Recon, anyone
only
you
been
can
a-
think of?
I miss Raldock.
Hold on. Hang on, let me look through.
Well, while you do that, Recon, who was he?
He's the guy I've done, like, remember, like, the birthday author wars thing on the comic?
Yeah, now I remember.
He used to be pretty big on the forums, like, way back when it first started, and, he's been, like, he's been really busy with his personal life and everything. I really miss the guy. I mean, once I get caught up to July or June, I think his birthday's in June. I'm horrible with birthdays. I'm gonna do another author battle thing to see, maybe, like, hopefully.
That's who Roldock. That's the Roldock you're talking about.
He's also somebody I've managed to meet in real life, and we met at Comic-Con San Diego back when I was still dating the whore, and he was a really nice guy.
Back when Dave wouldn't let you stay at his house.
Yeah. Damn it, Dave.
You have a roof, like, come on.
I sent him messages on the forums, but Dave's never on the forums to check them, so he never knew I needed a place to stay.
Yeah, because he's not there.
No, Recon. What happened was I saw it was from you, and I realized, wait a minute, Recon doesn't come on the forums. Somebody has to have hacked his account.
Right.
We could segue into a news story there.
Well, we only have a few minutes of the podcast left.
Well, we can briefly mention this.
We just hit the hour mark on the Skype conversation.
All right.
Oh,
so we've got a few minutes of editing.
Okay, we'll do some more. Okay, we'll do one news thing.
Okay.
Right.
Pick one of them.
Cabinet pick.
The
time for choosing is now.
Three-eyed fish was found in a lake in Argentina.
All right, so see you guys next. No.
A three-eyed fish, which was found in a lake. It was on a news article. It was described as a nuclear lake, and like the only thing when you hear about a three-eyed fish, the only thing you can really think of is The Simpsons.
Oh, cool! It does have the third. I just looked up a picture of it. It's got the third eye on the middle of its head. Like between the two other eyes. I thought it would be like one, maybe like behind it or something, but
no, it is three eyes, and it's. Oh, the story's gone from where I. Oh, okay. I didn't save where the story was, and now it's gone.
Wow, it's too bad you don't have something like a Google search that could find that article.
Yeah, I googled it, and I think I clicked the first thing that came up.
Yeah.
It's not coming up. Oh wait! It's like the fifth or sixth result. Okay, I got. Yeah. I'm actually disappointed none of this at least this news report didn't mention The Simpsons at all.
Yeah, the one I found did.
Yeah.
It's got a nice picture too.
Oh
yeah,
well,
right under the picture, it's got way back in 1990s an episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, we're on the same one, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, the one I'm on has a really great and thought-provoking comment. Nice job done, Fisherman.
Okay.
Yep. Oh no.
So that's all the time we have this week for the Pokemon X podcast.
And I guess we should just mention Greece got their bailouts, Gaddafi's dead, Libya's a free country, and Michael D. Higgins was elected. Who's Michael D. Higgins again?
He was a presidential candidate. He's now the president of Ireland.
Cabinet, what did we tell you about Irish history and Irish current events?
No. I snuck it in there at the end.
All right.
All right.
We'll talk about this, Cabinet. All right. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Irish.
Huh?
Hold on. Irish history and current events. No.
Cabinet,
Irish
I'm gonna send you this thing that's gonna
Let me.
It's gonna inject itself.
We gotta put a collar around Cabinet's neck.
And then when
we'll electrocute him every time he talks about Irish history.
Can you just let me
whenever I feel like it. Like if he doesn't get on Skype when I'm like, hey, let's talk, or if he doesn't get on like the Xbox when we're supposed to play a game, I'll just shock him until he gets on to ask me why.
Can I at least just make it's a joke? It's a Simpsons joke. But you've ruined it now. I mentioned Irish history and current events. That's a paddling. Yeah, it would have been better, but no, you interrupted me.
I don't even remember that from The Simpsons.
Yeah. That's the it's the one where it's I think it's Herman and he's teaching.
Shock.
It's the one where
Shock.
what?
Shock.
Oh.
It's me pressing the button to electrocute the caller we haven't sent you yet.
I know my Simpsons.
But alright,
But alright, back to Michael D. Higgins.
no.
No.
Time to end the show. We hope you...
Time to end this.
We hope
Before we
you...
do, we'll talk about Irish history.
Shock.
We hope you enjoyed the 12th episode of the Pokemon X podcast. If you have questions or topics, send them to...
Wait, would this actually be part 2 of number 11?
No, it's considered 12 since it's a full hour in itself. Yeah, send questions and comments and topic, just whatever you want, to our Twitter accounts. I think it's mine's at ReconDie. Cabinets is at CabinetPX. What's the one for the actual podcast? Is it Pokemon X or PX podcast or
At Pokemon X Podcast.
I don't have a Twitter, but you're free to find me on Facebook. I'm under Recon's friends. If you're friends with him, I don't know why you would be, but
or you can contact us through the Pokemon X forums.
And you should totally suggest Irish history and current events.
shock.
I'm just gonna hold down the button. I'm going to tape it down like I do when I'm playing a game that requires me to do a lot of random stuff that grinding, and I'm just gonna hold down the attack button or the use button, weight it down with a penny and some tape, and then I'm just gonna leave it like that for a day, cabinet, and then see how well you. Of course, by then you'll probably be used to it, and then you'll crave it. You'll crave it like an Irish potato.
That was Scottish. So anyway, about the history of potatoes.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed the Irish History podcast, and we'll see you guys hopefully next week on time.
If you want to
On time.
good for Halloween, watch a bunch of episodes of The Twilight Zone.
Oh, and I should point out just before we go, Lance has got his computer fixed up, so all going well, he should be on.
He should be on now.
He should be on now, but he's busy.
But all right.
Going to some...
Insert your own joke there.
But okay, so see you guys next week.
Adios.
She blinded me with science.
God damn it! No!